Welcome back to the channel, you guys. I hope you're having an awesome day today. For this week's video, what we're going to do is look at the song Yesterday by the Beatles. And what I've done is I've kind of boiled that song down to an easy fingerstyle guitar arrangement that sounds absolutely awesome on solo guitar. Now I'll have the tab at the bottom of the screen so that you guys can follow along as I'm playing. But if you want a paper copy, which does make it much easier to learn, you can grab that at my Etsy store. Just follow the link above to download the tab. For today's gear, I'm going to be using the Orangewood Echo Live, plugged straight out of the guitar into my Line 6 Helix and into the computer. So a very easy and simple signal chain. All right, you guys, so let's jump straight into the intro. So what we have here is a G major chord, so 3rd fret on 6th string, 2nd string, and 1st string. Okay, we don't need any of the other strings, so we're not going to use that index finger. And with your right hand, you're going to play thumb on 6th string, and then your fingers, index, middle, and ring on 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we're going to go thumb, fingers, 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 thumb, fingers, fingers, fingers. Sounds like this. Okay, now obviously that will establish the key of the song to the listener and set up the melody to come. All right, so let's launch into the first two measures of the verse. We still have G on the bass string, and then we're going to use A, G, G on our 3rd string. So we're going to take and use our index finger and then remove it to get the open G. And with your right hand, you're just going to use your thumb and your index finger. So that sounds like this. Okay, nice and simple. Then you take your index finger and move it to the B because we're going to run through the strings on a G chord. So with your right hand, just thumb, index, middle, ring. Here we go. Straight G chord, so that first measure. There we go. Now second measure, we take that G and lower it to an F sharp. And then we run some melody. Now here we need a B major chord, and if you're new to guitar, this stretch could be a little tricky. So we need 2nd fret and 4th fret. So that part, yeah, you might just need to isolate it. Just play that a bunch of times. All right, so let's go on to the rest of the melody. All right, now let's look at the next 4 measures of the verse melody. So we're going to be starting on F sharp, which is 2nd fret on your 1st string, and open on your 6th string. So nothing too complex fingering wise there. Lots of opens, and then on the second half of that first measure, we have thumb and then index and middle. Okay, so nice and easy bar. Let's look at the next one, roughly based around a C chord here. Now here we need an F sharp, which is 2nd fret, and D with your pinky. Okay, so again, that might be one little run that you might want to practice over and over again. That kind of thing, because it leads into a G and a C, which is kind of 2 tricky changes in a row, I guess. Okay, so those 2 inside measures, let's play those again. So based on that C. All right, so those are probably 2 of the trickier measures in this first verse. And then the last one, nice and easy, lots of opens again. And then the last measure of the verse. All right, Okay, so let's jump back to the beginning of the verse and see if we can play through it together really nice and slow without stopping. So see if you guys can stick with me and play through the whole verse. We'll go nice and slow. Here we go. Alright, you guys, so we've tackled our intro and we've tackled the verse. One of the great things about learning this song is really there's only two main sections to the piece. So it makes it really easy and manageable for a new player, and of course sounds absolutely amazing on guitar. So let's jump back to our other view and learn the second section. Alright, so let's tackle the bridge. Now the first chord in the bridge is an F sharp minor. But we are not going to be playing it as a typical bar chord. We're going to use it as a modified open chord. So we're going to use 2nd fret on 6th string, on 4th string, and on 3rd string. Okay, so that's the shape. Really nice, beautiful sounding chord. And the second chord in that first measure of the bridge is the top part of a B7. So 2nd fret, 1st fret, and 2nd fret. So those are your two shapes. So I would kind of memorize those before we even tackle that first measure. Once you have those chords down, it's basic arpeggios. So here we go. Here's the first measure of the bridge, played nice and slowly. So F sharp minor to B7. Okay, let's do that again. Okay, again, that's the hardest part of this bridge. Other than that, not too bad. Let's move on to the second measure. Okay, so just some basic counterpoint. Your melody and bass are going in opposite directions. Then we have a D7 chord. So that's like this, if you guys don't know. 2nd fret, 1st fret, and 2nd fret on 3rd string to 1st string. Okay, and then we add an A note to that 5th string open. Okay, so let's go through those first three measures. Here we go. Then switch to that B7. And then our counterpoint. And then D7. Now, easy peasy measure, just G major, and it does the same thing twice. Now for your right hand here, I'm using my thumb on 6 and 4, but you don't have to. If you don't like to do the alternating thumb with your right hand, you can just use your fingers and your thumb like this. Okay, that's totally acceptable. I'm just used to doing the alternating thumb. So either right hand fingering is totally fine. Then we jump back and do the exact same measure as the first measure of the bridge, the F sharp minor to the B7. So we've already learned this measure, which is awesome. Same thing here again. Oops, rather this way. D7 again, so just repeating what we already learned. And then we wrap it all up. All right, you guys, let's see if we can tackle the bridge together. It's 8 measures, but lots of repetition within that bridge. Here we go, let's play through it nice and slow together. right, we're doing great. Let's wrap up the song with the outro. So this again is based on a G chord to start, and then A and A, and then the last part starts on C. And the very last chord I like to sort of roll through like that instead of playing it as a straight block chord. So if you want to do that, you can try that, just basically going thumb, index, middle, ring. So this song really sounds great on electric guitar, on steel string acoustic, on nylon string, whatever you have, this song will sound awesome. Great melodies just do that. They sound great on multiple instruments. So go ahead and learn that. Again, you can grab a paper copy from my tab store. There's lots of other little lesson packs and songs on there, so feel free to check those out. And if you want to support the channel and grab a t-shirt, feel free to do that as well. That helps me out a bunch and enables me to make content like this, so that's awesome. Other than that, have an awesome week, you guys. We'll see you next time with a new video. Enjoy.